Hello everyone. How you doing out there? Yeah? That good? Good to hear. Hello folks, my name is Mary Kroner and I'm here on behalf of the Living Room Community Art Studio. Welcome to our Tuesday live stream artist chats. This is just a day and a time where we hang out with another fabulous creator from our community. And when we talk about community these days, of course, because so much of what we're doing is online, our community has expanded. So we are talking to folks from all over the world. But today, we're really happy to be talking to someone who's a little closer to home, someone who has been a longtime supporter of the Living Room Project and everything we do. And as a professional artist, as someone who's out there doing their thing in the community, making extraordinary things, it's always a surprise to me when artists take time to support projects like ours, whether they're donating work for fundraisers we do, dropping by to share their time, surprising us with grand acts of random kindness. This artist, in the time we've known him, has done all of that and more. Now I'm just waiting for them to tune in so I can let them come on and introduce themselves in person. But for those folks who might be unfamiliar with what we do and our community, this artist, their name is Grant Cole. You can follow them on Instagram, but I definitely recommend following their new Instagram or recent Instagram account, which is the BMA Gallery. This is a project that, let's see, I only really explored and I guess came to know during the pandemic or right before the pandemic. It suddenly popped up out of nowhere. And I'm really looking forward to talking with Grant to learn more about why and how this project came about, how it's been going since the pandemic arrived and pretty much stopped everyone in their tracks, especially artists. This has been such a strange and intense time for creators everywhere. And the folks who are out there watching and listening right now, you know this, your lives have been touched by this as well, but it's not been easy. If you are a person who's used to being out there in community and creating and sharing and just hustling, this time period has really frozen you in your tracks. How do you hustle? How do you hustle when the game has changed? And I'm looking forward to talking with Grant about this and more. So, folks, if you know Grant Cole or you are familiar with his extraordinary work, write your questions down. Let's get going. And you can feel free to ask them as the stream unfolds. Just waiting again to see where Grant is. Come on, Grant. Come on. I'm wondering where he is. Come on, Grant. This is a person, again, who, if those of you who know him, he never really stops making. It doesn't matter where he is, whether he comes out to an event in the community or he's in his home studio or now in his new gallery space, which I suppose we'll learn more about and find out when it will open up to the community as a whole. It's going to be a really interesting time. So let's see where Grant is. Oh, hey, hello, welcome everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We're waiting for Grant to join the live stream right now. And I'm seeing there's a lot of folks out there who are watching and listening who are familiar with Grant too. This might also be an opportunity to shine a little love towards the artists in our work, in our communities. Now, I know I've mentioned this before, and we all know how important it is to support local artists and makers who are here doing their thing. But I think now more than ever, we appreciate people from afar. We don't always let them know the impact that they have in our lives. So I'm going to invite you today to think of stories where, if you do know Grant, where Grant's work has influenced you, inspired you, sparked something new in you, made you look at the world in a different way. If you have stories that you'd like to share, please feel free to do that. And of course, if you know an artist in your own life, a creator or maker who's out there doing their best to get by during this time, reach out and let them know how their work has impacted you. Because this isn't a time to hold back, I don't think. Artists more than ever, makers and creators, and I include everyone from the small business creator, the nonprofit founder creator hustling to keep their activities and programming going on, every person who's out there making positive change. If they've had an impact on you, if they've brightened your time during this strange and uncertain year at all, please let them know. Don't hold out. Let them know the impact that they're having, because that feedback can mean so much for everyone. I know that during this time when folks have reached out to me, that's also meant a whole lot. So from one person to another, let folks know. Don't assume they understand, because sometimes we're all just doing our thing to get by. We don't have the time or the capacity to imagine other things that are going on around us as much as we'd like. So reach out and let those folks know. All right, let's see what's happening here. So I'm looking for Grant Cole. Let's see if we can find him. And I'd love to bring him on into this live stream. So let's see. And see if Grant can join us for a little while to have this little artist chat. All right. And there they are joining the stream. And let's see, waiting. This is classic Grant style, I feel. I feel like we're going to get a burst of energy coming our way very, very shortly. All right, let's try this again. There we go. And would it be a living room live stream if we didn't have some technical difficulty? Hello there. I'm trying. There we go.
Hi. Am I on?
Hi, Grant.
Hi. I can't see you though.
I see you. I see you.
I can't see you.
Though.
I can't see you. That sucks. I gotta turn up the volume. One second. Let me find the volume.
Can you see yourself?
No.
Okay.
So this is all ad lib. Hang on.
If you can just turn that camera, I'll let you know when you're the right way up.
Okay. Oh, I gotta turn it this way.
There we go.
Zombie. Okay, one sec. All right.
Yeah.
Now.
One of those things. Portrait was better than landscape. All other times.
Okay.
Landscape, folks. Hi. Okay. You can you can hear me though. All is well.
All is wonderful. You're full volume.
Okay, that's good. I can see you. You look fantastic. It's
Thanks.
great to see your face. Oh my goodness.
How are you, Mary?
Well, that's a big question. I think right before you came on, we were just talking about this time and what a strange year it's been, and for artists in particular, it's been intense, and especially I think for artists like yourself who are so used to being out there and engaged in community and hustling and like leveraging.
I'm over it.
Okay, so before we dive in then, for folks who might be watching or listening who aren't familiar with you and what you do, can you introduce yourself to everyone who's out there?
You know, defining yourself in this field is tough, but well, I've been around this Oshawa Durham scene for a long time. I grew up in Brooklyn, high school in Whitby, U of T for architecture, and then I did Fashion Week for event designer for 7 years after doing industrial design. And then said, screw it, I'm going to do branding and work for myself. And then Oshawa was a tough town to do that in. And found myself just making art. I'm like, I'm going to make art. And last move I made was sold my house and moved in here, put $80,000 into this place, and I'm opening a gallery. But I'm involved with the community in a volunteer sense and a not-for-profit sense for a long time in Oshawa. Not so much in Whitby, but I am now in Whitby.
Okay.
Yeah. TBA, the address.
Okay.
Top secret. So this is, I'm in a mystery lair right now. But yeah, the goal here, Mary, is to have a artist studio space for myself and a gallery space. So it's a 2,800 square feet here. And I hope to show my work and others at some point, but back to COVID, stifling everything. It's been, everything's on sort of hold, right?
Yeah. So, well, that's before you joined the stream. I don't know if you were able to listen or not. I was just talking about how for so many artists, it feels like this time has been a great challenge, right? What do you do when things stop? And do artists ever, like when I think about someone like yourself, I don't think you ever stop creating.
Uh-oh. I can't hear you. I can't hear you.
Frozen a little bit on me. Oh, there you are. Hi.
What's that? Oh, there you go. Okay.
Oh.
All right. Yes, I heard you.
So.
You still there? You're breaking up.
I'm here. Okay.
Okay.
Do you want
All
to,
right. So
shall we?
I heard that. I heard most of that. Um, I think you're gone again.
No.
No, I'm here.
Oh, jeez. All right. I think we need a constant buzz on your end, so I know because I can't see your hand. Okay. So you know,
Grant, Grant, do you want to start this again? We can start the live stream again if you want.
no, just I've got someone on the other side of the camera. They can tell me if you're gone, but I might check and see if you're there once in a while. Okay. So yeah, you know, absolutely. And I watched a couple of the other interviews you've done, and you know, I mean, I'm working while I sleep. I mean, I'm constantly, you know, in someone about what's going on in my head. You know, when we had this break, and getting this gallery together, it was sort of definitely a big reset for me in every way. My God. But in terms of art wise, I just started making art. I just went fucking made everything, and to see where it kind of went, and sort of like held my teeth together, wondering if it was all going to come together in some sort of point or purpose, you know, some sort of show, and it has as of recently, and it's very, very exciting. But it has to do with being lost. It has something to do with as a result of COVID in my life. There's been an overlying context of finding your way and within art in my life, and it's all coming out in my pieces. And which is, when that happens as an artist, it's, you know, that's the moment, right, when everything's making sense. Wow. And it happened fairly recently. So I you know, I look at the body of my work now and I see coherency, consistency, and context. So that's a really big moment. And that all came out of being lost, sort of, you know, and I'm using that word a lot loosely because it's got a lot of cachet, and it gets people's attention. But it comes out of interest, it comes out of intrigue, it comes out of hope, perseverance, and lost, man. You know, not knowing which way is up, in that what is tomorrow going to hold? Is this gallery going to work? Where's my life at? What's my work about? Why am I doing this? What am I doing this? You know, and there's always been a lot of despair and danger and beauty in my work anyway. So it all goes, it's all coming together internally for me right now in terms of my work, and very much looking forward to when the sun comes up and there's no more COVID. It does. You know, that looks good. When the fog clears and the blooms are peaking, I'm hoping to be open, if that ever happens, with the body of work that I like. How's that for exciting?
That's amazing. That's it. Like that is such a beautiful thing. And I think everyone watching and watching what you're saying is resonating. This feeling of the idea of being lost, and the feeling of what it means to acknowledge that, and instead of trying to run from that, what if we say, okay,
Absolutely.
yeah, and that's what your art is speaking to, it sounds like.
Yep. And it's because, you know, if you figure being lost, once you get there, you got to go back anyway.
Yeah.
Because you're wrong if you've arrived.
Or, I mean, if you've arrived and you acknowledge it, are you really lost it?
Well, you're not, but now you figured something out that you can only now prove wrong. You know, and that there's more. Once you've arrived at something, you're just going to build that proverbial tower you'll have to knock down. You know, anyhow. So, you know, it's almost being trapped.
Well, that's like, there's an element to your work. You were saying that in the history of looking back everything you've created, there is an element of lostness. And I feel like there is also this deconstruction of place and space, and like the separation of layers, and asking people to look at themselves and their communities in a slightly different way.
Absolutely.
The new pieces you are creating right now, they feel much more, is it fair to say immersive?
Well, they're a big step up. I'm using glass now, and I'm framing elaborately, and they're big. But still the same process. the assembly is different and the materials are different.
Yeah.
There's a few other small techniques that make it more a bit more the way I wanted it. But it's taken a long time. I'm trying to figure this out. I'm trying to figure out this method for a long time, and I'm still just. Well, the frames are now integral to the piece. The frames are structural to the pieces, so there's no chemical adhesives. It's all pressure fastening. You know.
Wow.
So I'm custom making the frames myself, and custom ordering the glass, and, but they're closer to what I wanted to achieve, which is not a photograph, not a painting, and not an illustration. You know, they exist. So it's like, you know, how Pollock tried to remove himself from painting art and just by throwing paint on the canvas, and he was no longer a part of the piece. Yeah, it's sort of like that. In that, you know, they're from a photograph, they exist from a photograph I've taken for the most part, unless it's something political or something. I did a painting recently of Biden's dog.
No, really?
Just stop. But so like you know, so I didn't take that picture, but yeah. So the brushstrokes are very loose still.
Yeah.
So there's no evidence of me trying to, you know, make it look like a paper number. You know, it's actually become more of a problem to make it look untouched than touched now, because I'll put a color on. I'm like, oh, that's too obvious. But like, move on, Grant. But yeah.
Well, can we talk about that a little bit? The artist, kind of the dialogue you have with the materials you're using, because it sounds like over time the relationship with the materials you use has deepened, and you're learning and exploring new ways of working with them. So, what is that dialogue that you have with the things you use to express yourself, the items you use to tell your stories? What kind of conversations do you end up having?
Size and proportion and composition is well, what the story I'm trying to tell is you know, what wakes me up in the middle of the night and starts a piece, right? But I'll take days or weeks to figure out how to compose it, or the size it'll be. The size is so, man, I'll start over size so much, because you don't want to do a girl holding balloons at 12 by 12 feet. You know, it's just ridiculous. You know, you're embarrassed. You know.
Why? Can I ask?
Huh?
Why?
Well, because you want the story to be as big as the piece, almost. I mean, because I'm not going to go much bigger than right now. I mean, it's glass, right? So I'm not going to go huge. So my big pieces are like 44 inches, something like that, and the small ones are 12 by 12. So you know, you don't. There's an epic tale you want to tell in something larger. You know, you can't tell a silly little side tale on a big piece. You know, I'm really struggling with that. So, you know, I'll start on a piece and I'll realize it's too big. I'm like, oh, this isn't. I can't. You know, it's just almost shame. You feel shame making something.
I appreciate this so much. Like, this to me is honest talk about what it's like to struggle with the creative.
Oh God, people don't like hanging out with me, Mary.
Why do you say that?
Oh my God, I talk a lot, and I don't know, yeah, weird hours, and just I'm never engaged in a conversation unless I'm talking, because I'm somewhere else in my head.
Well, that could be part. That could be part artist. That could be part artist brain. And if you're always noticing,
it's part me, you know.
Yeah, and part you. But that's also part of what makes your art your own. Like, you can't separate those things, can you?
I wish. No, because oh no. Well, do I want to separate? Maybe I don't want to separate them.
I think that's the difference between, for me, a work of art, which can be almost anything in the world, and a product, and just a product. The product for me, like, can have devotion and craft put into it, but the art is the person and how your unique viewpoint, your unique way of moving through the world and understanding things, and how you try to communicate that, right? And
yeah,
that's
it's you know, it's also a show. I mean, let's face it. I mean, I'm not like, you know, I'm not like breathing into people's soul with some spirit. You know, like it's work, and it's a path, and it's a choice, and it's you know, it's a way. It's a way. You know, it's my way. Some people do poetry, like, you know, and I'm not you know, whatever. I mean, if I wasn't this, it would be something else. Good God, don't give me another hobby, you know. it's just, this does it for me because it's everything. You know, it's design, it's expertise, it's drawing, I'm illustrating something, but just in a way that isn't illustrated, you know. And I'm painting something without painting something, and I'm photographing without showing a photograph. So, and I'm building stuff, so it's constant for me. And I have to be careful to not take on more projects. Like, I just went into Salvation Army the other day for the first time. I looked at the clothes.
Yeah.
Like, who's taking that long to go into Salvation Army and look at clothes? Because I didn't want to go down another rabbit hole. You know, like I ended up in like 2 hours in the women's section, like putting outfits together for nobody, and they just left. I was like, I just don't need this.
But that, I feel like that might also be something that resonates with a lot of creators out there too, because there's something in the way artists and creators look at things that we are always seeing potential. We're always seeing the positive.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
And it banks, and it comes out in your work. And you'll formulate further ideas down the road into something, some other project, you know, that you've been, you know, inventoried in your brain.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Or even just, you know, browsing. You know, browsing is, for me anyway, is research.
Yeah. How often?
Collecting. Oh my God. I've got 2,800 square feet. There's still freaking no room for stuff.
Cool. Can we talk about the space a little bit? Because I was saying before that I remember hearing about it right before the shutdown, and like, what a project, what a life. I don't know what to call it, a life change.
Yeah. But like I've always said, Meryl, I just want a 3-car garage with a bed in the corner. You know, like and having gone to school for architecture and respect in all that it is to you know, design and have. I just want a place that I can throw something together and then where it comes to my mind at that moment, and that's what it's like here. Everything's on wheels here. Nothing's permanent. I don't have to make any decisions. You know, I just hop up and go. Like on Halloween, in the morning of Halloween, I didn't sleep much, and I built a 11-foot fucking puppet and walked around the streets with it that night. You know, and I could do that here. You know. Yeah. And you would appreciate that. Oh, it was fun.
Absolutely. Giant puppets, nothing like it. Take up people's
right?
Yeah.
I want to do it again this Halloween. Stay tuned. Come by.
I
want to do another one.
I hope so. So what are your dreams for this space? It sounds like a living space, but also a studio space, a gallery.
It's just a workspace and a gallery space.
Okay.
I'm here a lot. And it's never going to be done, you know, but it's going to have the white collar side of it, and it's going to have the studio space. I mean, I think anyone wanting to come to a gallery of an artist anyway wants to see the studio. And, you know, so it's here, it's not going anywhere. And it won't be the tidy space that, you know, the other gallery space will, which will be where the pieces will be presented and hung. And it will just be, so there's two. We're seeing here's half of it, and the other half is going to be just walls, white walls, you know, showing work. And in this is workspace.
Sounds amazing.
There's a nice commercial entrance, and then there's a rear fire escape entrance. And yeah. And you know, they're all, you know, the gallery space is just going to be white. And of course, I haven't done anything to it because it doesn't require any creativity. You know, nothing's been done to that area. But everything else is, you know, the foyer and everything that's required some kind of touch is, you know, is almost done.
And so what are your dreams? What are your dreams for this space once people can come together again and be together safely? What are you imagining?
Event and gallery space.
Okay.
So, hey, I'm taking you know, resumes. I will be requiring someone to come aboard and handle the administrative side of booking events. I can do it, but there's a big opportunity there for someone who's interested. I want to have this place booked, you know, all year long.
Yeah.
And as a premier event space, it's going to be very polished and open and filled with art. A fantastic spot for birthday parties, conventions, small trade shows. artists, you know, what, I mean, you name it.
So it sounds a little bit like a community center, like a community space for like more than just art. We've talked about this before too, how art is more than just the painting that's on the wall. It's a part of how you live, how you move through the world, how you envision things. I love that it's opened up to more than just the traditional kind of fine artist out there.
Well, I gotta get people in here, Mary. You know, they gotta come to events and see my artwork. They're not just gonna come see my art.
Can you talk to us about, on Instagram, there are some pictures of what looks like a giant kaleidoscope?
I don't think you see the back. That's it over there.
Okay.
It's giant.
That's extraordinary.
Yeah. It's not quite done. I mean, you know, it never is. But it's important to me, the Cloudscope thing is that, you know, it's not, you don't plug it in. It doesn't turn on. There's no, you know, it has to have it just happen. So, yeah. You know, how do you do that indoors with that wind power or light, you know? So I've got an idea. I think it's going to include, I think it's, no, I'm not going to reveal it, but yeah, there's a lot happening there, but it's not a priority. It's just a side project. The mirrors were here. They're 6 by 5 feet mirrors, 6 by 5. And those are the not proportions you typically do a kaleidoscope in. They're usually long and like long rectangulars. But this provides for a massive, like it's completely immersive. And I built it so you can stand at it and put your head in, and like it's completely, it's awesome. And I used natural light and mirrors on the other end for content. And it doesn't matter what you put in the content the other day, you very, very quickly, your mind abstracts the subject, right, in a kaleidoscope. So, but it has to, I have to design it so it can move on its own, and I have an idea. But I haven't got that far yet.
So okay, you're describing this as a side project to all the other art you're working on. That is a perfect. That's just Grant right there. For folks who don't know, if you've never met Grant before, that is a perfect explanation. There's all the art, and then this massive kaleidoscope made of mirrors that just happen to be there.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, I could throw the mirrors out.
Of course, kaleidoscope. Why not?
Yeah, kaleidoscope. Yeah. So,
yeah. Obviously.
Yeah. Oh. It's not done. It's not done, but it's getting there. Everyone thinks it's a big bed. It's massive, right? It's like this, 7 feet by 7 feet by 9 feet tall.
I can't wait to see that fully functional. Yeah. It will one day be. It's
awesome. Well, yeah. Sometime we'll do like a live feed of the Cloudscope in action. You know.
Amazing. Amazing. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't wait. Okay. So you've been busy during this time. That's clear. You've been moving forward. You've established this gallery. Are we allowed to ask what BMA stands for? Because I'm not quite.
Well, no one knows. I've been calling it BMA for a year now, and I haven't told a single soul what BMA stands for. And I think I'll go ahead and tell the planet what it stands for right now. It stands for Buy More Art. Buy More Art Gallery. Yeah, so there, it's out. You know what it stands for. BMA.
Buy More Art.
Right.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Stop spending your money on stupid stuff. Buy some art.
That's the best.
No credit. No credit.
Well, can we talk a little bit about that? Okay, artists and wellness and self-care, and but also how important is it to support local artists, to support the artists who are making things in your communities, or, you know, however you define community? How important is it?
You know, I don't really support them. Just pay attention, for God's sakes. And if you're paying attention, you're supporting, because you're going to see the merits, and you're going to, you'll invest. And investing in art can be just being a part of it, or you know, it's owning it. It's being a part of it, and owning it in every way. Yeah, you're owning yourself if you're owning art in its grand scheme of things. Because you have to give yourself away a little bit, and it's the only way you can really enjoy life. If you're investing in something, everything.
I like that idea of the artist giving a little piece of themselves away, or sharing a piece with it.
And to buy art and to be into art, because you have to give yourself up to appreciate it. You have to. open yourself up to what it is that's being told to you. And it's usually, good art is usually after a side of you that you're not that open to. That's good art as far as I'm concerned. It should be getting at you a little bit, eating you a little bit, and then relieving you, and then you buy it.
It's an important.
Huh?
That's an important part. Like, artists need to live, and I think one thing I love about you make art available at many different levels, so that it's not just, your giant pieces are worth more. Obviously, the smaller pieces are easier to acquire. For someone like myself who may not have a lot of cash, you can put some aside and purchase one. I love how you appreciate that not everyone has a lot of money, but everyone should be able to have some kind of art, original art in their homes.
Well, I'm not expensive, and but for what people pay a month for second mortgaging on their Camaro, I think they should get their heads together. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, now all the Camaro people are going to be really mad at us.
No, any kind. But maybe plastic toys.
Oh, I appreciate you so much. How have you been taking care of yourself during this time? I know you've been busy creating, which is part of that.
That's taking care of myself. No.
Okay.
No, I don't know. I don't know what's taking care of myself. I eat well.
Yeah.
And I'm happy. So yeah, I use the word. I use the word happy. No, I'm content. I'm joyous. Yeah, I got my problems, but I can't wait to wake up every day. So that's it, right?
And that's because of what? What do you think? Why is that? What makes it?
Because there's more. Yeah, or gotta get something done. No, no, yeah, no. I mean, there's plenty in my life to inspire me. The only struggles I have in terms of motivation and finding clarity is that I just, I can't, and then it's just not there, and I'm struggling. And then if I lose wind in my sails and I haven't figured something out, then that'll bring me down. But man, do I persevere? Even when I'm still emotionless and struggling in depression or whatever it is, I'm figuring something out.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not that I've given up. It's just that I'm been challenged. I welcome a challenge, but sometimes they're compelling enough to stop you. Yeah.
Well, but we need to listen. That's the same thing as acknowledging the lostness, isn't it? Like if we don't take time to pay attention to what's happening inside, we'll never be able to put anything on the outside.
Yeah, I'll take stuff pretty far, For me to be depressed, I mean, it's I'm being hard on myself. I'm being hard on myself, and everyone's an asshole. But I get through it.
Yeah.
But I don't think I've had the same issues with being down as I have before. You end up realizing that you're on a different path than everyone else, and you have to go through depression. I think only good people get depressed. I really do. People who care enough get sad, and people have got to realize. I think depression is a part of life for those people, and it's a mourning process. You have to go through it. It's a stage. That's what I look at it, and I have gone through those.
Yeah.
And you have to be depressed if you're someone who cares. So those words of inspiration for anyone who's going through any kind of depression. You're supposed to be there.
And you move through it. I feel too.
Yeah. Yes, it's a stage.
Yeah.
Someone told me that a long time ago, and it's a mantra that I think it's a good one, that you have to look at depression as an essential course, essential part of the course.
Well, I think we can't pretend it doesn't exist, especially for those of us who do struggle with things like that, right? The more we try and pretend it's not there, the more of a barrier it becomes in our, in moving forward and feeling like being.
Yeah. Well, there's so many facets of depression that that you can get stuck into, it snowballs.
Is there
Um,
is there one thing that you have found in those times where things have been perhaps a little darker that has helped you go through and get through to the like whatever that other side might be?
well, it was this.
Hmm.
It was someone told me. I don't know, they just uttered it so like nonchalant, like I'm like huh, and they said it was you're supposed to someone like you're supposed to have gone through depression,
Hmm.
and that you're someone who cares a lot
Hmm.
and takes everything very seriously and expects the best and from people and wants strives very hard to react the way someone should. And I'm like, holy fuck, you're right. Because no one knows how hard I try not to kill them.
Oh goodness. Well,
No, you know what I mean? Like
oh,
it's to stay strong. It means is that you care, and and seeing other people not caring as much, or making the effort that you are, or taking strips off you when you don't deserve it, and just always beating you down. You'll see that everyone's beating you down, and if you're somebody who cares, that'll really bring you down.
yeah.
But that's someone who's resisting. That's someone who's not behaving like that.
Are you able to accept the compliments and the praise when it does come your way?
When does that come?
Oh, Grant, come on.
No, I tell people what you said to me some time ago after your amazing. I just told the story last night about when we did the fundraiser, and you kept. I'm not gonna go and say, but you said the same thing like 4 or 5 times in text. I'm like, all right, relax, Mary. I'm like, knock it off. But you stopped me in my tracks and explained it. It was that was real. That was something. But no, when it's coming from criticism that is educated, I take it very well. But maybe I should take it all very well. But when it comes from the right person, I take it very, very well. Yes, and I welcome it. I say thank you very much, and I really do appreciate it. But
It's hard. I think it's hard. I was talking with some folks about this morning. It's hard to allow the appreciation of other folks if we're so hard on ourselves. It's hard to accept that I wonder if there's always a voice in those, like in some of us as artists or creators, that we're so hard on ourselves that when someone else offers some kind of thank you or praise or appreciation, there's always a part of me anyways that says, oh, they're lying.
yes, yeah, absolutely. And I just take that for just about everybody, but except for those who I know, who I respect, and that they have knowledge of something. And when I say compliment, it's like good when someone's good work. And sure, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking when someone gives you some kind of insightful or dynamic, reading of something you've done or have said, and it's coming from someone who knows. And my God, yeah, I take that very, very well. But yeah, I mean, if it's coming from it, and this is what I'm saying. What does it matter, right? If someone's saying give me accolades, then you take it. But I don't. You're right. I don't.
May I invite, I'm not the boss of you, Grant, but may I invite you to consider that in the future and just to take it, just to like.
You're the girl for this, Mary. You showed me this.
Oh, yeah, there's lots of love coming your way in the chat.
Oh, man. You're something. You're something. You're something.
Well, I feel the same way about you. I think I always appreciate it. The artists and makers, creatives I meet who allow themselves to be vulnerable, who still own their humanness. And because for me, that's such a huge part of what we do and why we do it. And
that's what I came out of with that fundraiser you did, is that the people stood up and clapped for me when I fell flat on my face, and they related to it. And that was incredible, man. That was a major cool thing that happened that day.
You were that was such an extraordinary moment, and I wish I don't know, it must be somewhere on some film, but
is it?
I think it might be.
I think it is.
Well, we wanted to hold another fundraiser this year. Things got, whatever. It is what it is. We'll come back to it. But for folks who are watching, like, we're just talking about this beautiful moment that was captured in a fundraiser we did that was inspired by the Taskmaster series, the TV series. Lots of people know about it now. And except we asked artists to come out and contribute. And there was this one moment with the puppet show challenge And
And I fell flat on my face. Fail. I just stopped because I couldn't do it. But oh man, and I'll tell the story, the rest of it. And they had me make a puppet, and they said you have to talk to the puppet about something profound about art for a minute. Couldn't do it. And I looked at the camera. I said, I can't do it. And I was like this on stage. And people got up and applauded, stood up and applauded. And I was shocked. But that was the premise in which you wanted me to come to that, wasn't it? And that you knew I artists subject themselves to that, and that's what people that was the showcase of the show was the subjectivity of the artists give them put themselves out there, and man, it shined with colors in that moment because people really related to me,
yeah,
and appreciated me that I get having tried my darndest was willing to do it and fail.
yeah. And the failure, I mean, again, that whole premise of falling, we fall on our face, but we fall forward at least.
Yeah.
It takes us somewhere new. And I think it is terrifying to step into that place.
It is, but I want to do a show called Failure. I want to do a show so bad, but it's such a big, and not too long ago I realized this is why artists have like career shows and like intermittent shows. Right? And I was determined on having my next show called Failure. And but it's too big. It's too big of a show. I'm still having epiphanies. Like it's big. I can't wait. I can't wait to take it on.
Let it. I feel there's nothing wrong in letting it simmer. I feel like there's always
no. It's all positive. There's nothing to do with it. It's the what's the word? When there was something that's a bad aura about it. Anyway. Anyway, the word failure is a good word to me. It means you're trying and you're willing, like everything we talk, that we just talked about at that event you threw and when I went through and you exposed and everything else. It was it's humanity, it's essential.
It's that existential quest, to make things that matter and to find ourselves and to keep exploring and discovering ourselves. It's a beautiful, beautiful quest. It's a beautiful endeavor.
Yeah, it is. It absolutely is. And the real failure is when you're not failing,
or when you're not trying anymore because you're worried.
Well, yeah, but I want to hit it hard with you're failing. Yeah, but you're not trying. Yes, but or not allowing others to fail, or telling other or calling, determining others' failure on their behalf is failure.
Yeah, because there's that pressure within, especially I think within the fine arts community, or
we're all failures. Exactly. In the eyes of others, absolutely.
I don't know. I feel like we tend to look. I wonder if we consider ourselves the failures and we assume everyone else is doing really, really well because it seems on the outside that everything looks smooth and shiny and bright. But we're all experiencing the same crushing.
That's right.
Self.
Well, I hope so. In that crushing is the failure, and whatever side you're looking at it, you have to be willing to accept that and accept them, right?
And accept yourself.
Accept them and accept yourself.
Yeah.
And that whatever judgment or failure is happening, that we've that's the path they've been on or are on or will be or might be.
Yeah.
But talking about it and having a show about it is exciting.
Well, it's all exciting to me. I can't wait until I can step into your gallery. I can't wait to see your new work. I can't wait to put my head inside that giant kaleidoscope. I can't wait to see you envision and create the failure exhibit. All of it sounds beautiful and hopeful and inspiring to me. And if you're curious, I saw in the comments, Steve Frank does have the footage of that night at the fundraiser.
Already he's commented?
Yeah. So you know what? Ooh, I like this. So yeah, Steve with a quote. I don't believe in accidents. There are no accidents by Pablo Picasso, a complicated man who I probably would hate to hang out with, but you know, a pretty cool artist. Yeah. Okay, we'll save that chat for the next live stream. Oh, it's been such a pleasure having you here. Is there any final words that you want to, any shout outs you want to share with the community?
First of all, Mary, I think you're just the most incredible person, and thank you for everybody for watching. And I can't wait to have every single one of you come hang out here at some point. You know, COVID's really holding things up, but my art just gets better, you know, and not saying I'm gonna make more art, but it just gets better. So it's gonna be that much more of a wonderful moment when it does open and see everyone.
It will be something to look forward to. Grant, I'm sending you so much love. Thank you so
You
much.
too.
Hearts, hearts, hearts all around. Lots of love coming your way. Everyone's happy for you because we appreciate you and are so glad you're in this world. So thank you.
Thank you, love.
Okay. Mwah. Have a wonderful day.
Bye. Bye bye.
Bye. And there he goes off to create some more. Huge thanks to artist Grant Cole of the BMA Gallery for joining us today. Thank you all for watching and sharing in another live stream Instagram artist chat. I appreciate you being here so much. And again, just another reminder, if you know a creator, reach out and tell them that you appreciate them because we don't always know it. And you know what, while you're at that, why not appreciate yourself a little bit too? Let's all practice saying thank you and accepting all that good stuff that comes our way and telling that inner critic to go take a hike. Anyways, have a wonderful day, folks. And you know what? Until we can connect and create it together again in person, I look forward to connecting and creating with you right here online. Take care of yourselves and see you all again soon. Bye, folks.